everybody. I'm really excited to show you this 1931 Packard 840 convertible sedan. There's only 3 of these. This is a custom coach-built car, and actually if you zoom in, this car was called a salon car and featured in the Drake Hotel, and here it sits in 1930. And while it was there, dignitaries from around the world could see it, and it was actually purchased by King Gustav of Sweden and used in their personal collection. So it stayed and showed in the New York salon and then went over to Sweden. And at the time, it was repainted in the Swedish colors of a light blue. But here the car is right there before it shipped out. So it's called a coach-built car because the car was bought originally, and then from the engine back, everything was custom built new. And so the whole interior is new with special hardware, and it about doubled the price of the car at the time. And in 1931, about the only person that could have bought this car would have been some royalty. And so Dietrich, you can see right here, has a convertible sedan drawing as one of his featured design cars. So it went to King Gustav, who is a real hero. He saved the lives of all the Jews, either from Belgium or Holland, that were going to Germany, and gave them refuge in Sweden, saving their lives. When it came back upon his death in 1950, it stayed here. Not much known about it, but in the 1970s, a guy named Otis Chandler bought it. And Otis Chandler was the Jay Leno of cars in LA before Jay Leno. And here's Otis Chandler's ownership. And when my friend Bob got this car in 1999, this person right here, Bob Turnquist, spent 2 years restoring the car. To the details, it's hard to even describe. And in those 2 years, they painted with lacquer, and this pinstriping is like second to none. It's actually featured in a book specifically about pinstriping. But Bob was passionate about Packards, dreamed of owning a Packard since he was 9 years old, and this is the pinnacle of his achievement. And so here's Bob driving so proudly as the first car over the new bridge from Boston back around 2003. Just recently, a person called me and said, "I've got the identification plate for your firewall." I said, "Well, how do you know that's to my car?" He goes, "Everybody knows the numbers to your car." 840, 87. There's only 3 of these cars. The next one's 89. I'm not sure what the third one is. But here it is in 1999, giving all the information about the car before it was purchased. Gives the original colors, and these are the original colors, 2 tones of blue. And so when it came back here, Otis Chandler drove it as was, but Bob totally redid it from the metal up. And Otis Chandler sent him a letter and said he had purchased hundreds of cars. He sold all of his muscle cars to buy classic cars, and in his letter he said, "I've only sold 3 cars I regret, and this is one of them. If you get rid of it, I'll be happy to have it." And this is one of the other. This is 87, I think, and we're 89 in the series, but this shows a black and white in 1930. And so it was really fun. But last year at the Packard Proving Grounds, they had a convention of the original salon cars that were left, and we had about 18 cars. And this is actually the featured car for their event at the Packard Proving Grounds. And just on a personal note, when I got this car, it was a disaster. It was, the whole engine bay is filled with fire extinguisher dust, and it wouldn't run, and we struggled. And this is actually, it was missing body pieces that I had to go find for 1 in 3 cars, but we did it. And today I'm here to tell you it's finished. We put the correct carburetor on it. It was $7,000, which is more expensive than many people's engines, and the car runs like a top. It spent an hour to get from here, from the entrance to this point, never overheated. It doesn't have a electric fuel pump. It runs on its own vacuum, and I'm just really thrilled to be able to tell you, and hopefully my friend Bob, who's in heaven, that this car's right as rain.
That's awesome.
That is great.